You don't watch wrestling, do you? What do you think about the Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi match? I want to watch WrestleMania, but I ain't got no way to. $32.99 a month for ESPN.
Guys, it's time to get it going.
They were cheap this year.
The Broncos will boot it away to start the game.
Where'd you take him to?
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Fresno State's offense will have the football first. The Bulldogs slipped by the Broncos the last time these two got together.
Well, you know that winning this game
Brock is fucking huge, bro.
David, you had to be impressed though by how Fresno
And Oba is just as big.
last time these two teams went at it.
Yeah, with the emotions, with the adrenaline, usually the underdog in this matchup. Obviously, Boise, a proud program, so interested to watch this rematch.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover.
Yeah, I know. Oh, have you seen that new dude in the draft? He's like a 6'6", 306-pound defensive end or whatever. Got like a 10 foot 10 inch broad jump, and like he's got like a 40 or 44 inch vertical.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45.
That dude's gonna be a fucking monster.
To the football, man. It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. It's Warner. Pulls it in. It's Freeman. No chance to run, but still a good game.
Hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion. Nice catch.
It's because he's a 5-star.
Wants to throw on 3rd down. The quick out. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
Yeah, I booted him because his team is a 64 overall.
Yeah, they've changed conferences, and it's kind of an interesting rivalry, Palmer, because they don't play every year. So, but it's been kind of neutral the last 10 matchups, so good little rivalry, still budding, still blooming.
Yeah, it's a fun one to watch, David. This thing really kicked off back when Boise State joined the WAC, and that year they upset then number 8 Fresno State. I think that's when people around the country started paying more attention to this rivalry.
The play fake on first down to throw. Gets it to the back.
Where at? In which league? Oh.
To the air on 2nd down. Flies it out of the air. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch of the defense.
Yeah.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Let's it fly. Touchdown Bulldog. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Well, they wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about you come out in this one on the opening drive, you march the field 75 yards and put 6 on the board. You can't start a game better than that.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Boise State's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
To the air, it's Madsen. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated. He missed that connection. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. It's complete to the right.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And the incomplete pass on 3rd down, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's about. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. And the Broncos will send out the punt unit. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. They'll try the run. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
The blue turf rumbling on this 3rd down attempt as the Bronco fans exhort the D. Looking to throw for it. Caught over the middle. It's Freeman. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, the running back looking for room. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense.
Fuck, dude. Fresno's hard.
These receivers are showing out big time. Take a look at the stats.
No.
They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. It'll be third and long. Wants to throw. It's Warner. Fires to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They'll run the toss. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Broncos! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. An impressive run from the back. Gets him 6 points, good drink of water, and maybe a little oxygen.
He definitely needs some oxygen after that long run, but it looks simple, right? Just hand the ball off, but when you can make big plays like this in the run game, man, does it make offense fun.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good to finish things off. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating a loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
The Bulldogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back into 16.
Defense came on the field with fresh legs, and here on just the second play of the drive, they're able to get a sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move.
Yeah, it was 7-0. I just slowly took the momentum.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down.
Are you fucking kidding? I was right there.
This freshman leading him on the chase and making the big play after the catch. Fresno State right back to the line.
One of the things I love about this wide receiver, it's not all bombs and posts and go routes. 3rd and long, you just kind of run him not too far down the field. He makes the catch, and he's so dangerous, making moves, using his speed and elusiveness. He finds a way to get that first down to keep the offense on the field.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass, it's Warner. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Finds his tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Fresno State will have to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. He'll get it to about the 20.
Yeah, my backup running back actually got a touchdown.
Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in.
Yeah.
Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like,
That should have not been that big of a game at all. Oh, my running back's hurt.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking for space, it's Sherrod. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Broncos are learning about life after Ashton Genty last year with the sensational season, got close to Barry Sanders' single-season rushing yards record. When you change things, how much of an impact could that have on the way they distribute the ball?
I mean, they're going to have to find their go-to guys, but here's the thing. You know it's going to be a really good system. And having Mad Dog back at quarterback, a guy that you know you can trust how to distribute the football, knows the plays, a lot of experience back on the offensive line. There's a lot of others that were still here for that playoff run.
A strike downfield. And he murders into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing, to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit it right in stride so he can get run after.
I don't ever feel comfortable in these games, bro.
Nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into
Yeah, my game's in the fucking... It's gonna be insane once I get into league play.
Fresno State takes over in the offense.
Playing Oregon and all them motherfuckers, it's gonna be tough. I don't expect to win those.
To the air, it's Warner. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit
I want to see how competitive I can be.
Well, that looked like he was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds a man on the left. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Fresno State right back to the line.
No.
Right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now. Get ready for another one.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. And he was knocked down immediately.
Injured, but he's up backpedaling like a DB.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to throw again. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, they got some things they need to fix next year, but they fixed a lot of it from last year to this year, so.
They just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, you set it down.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
No, and that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break.
You gotta look at the business aspect of it.
And a long way to go. The play action fake. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Just didn't seem like the quarterback and his intended target were on the same page there.
This Boise State crowd bringing the noise. It's deafening here on 3rd down.
Oh.
Got the back over the middle. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Now looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This field goal attempt is going to be an even 50-yarder. He boomed it through. A 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth, man. 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Boise State ready to send out that offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up.
There we go.
Yeah, defensively, you better
Take my nuts to the face. He was waiting for that one, huh?
They're going to ride this running back. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing out.
These are with the running back. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Dropping back, it's Madsen. Finds his man down the middle. Putting together.
Hang on. All right. My headphones died.
The Broncos have it with a 1st and 10. Here we go. To the air on 1st down. He'll pull it down and run. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a 1st down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. Now up by 7 points here in the second. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer.
It was only 43, but yeah, he's got a strong leg.
And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, all week, the Broncos and Bulldogs tried to bottle up their emotions, but things just boiled over in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. A lot of football still to be played as these two scratch and claw for the right to claim that old milk can.
Fresno State lined up to kick off and start this second half. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the Broncos with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. On the run, it's Sherrod. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
And run the football, you're ahead, you can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Trying to beat him to the left. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. Touchdown, Boise State. And they add 6 more to the red trip to the house. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. The blue turret rolling on this third down attempt as the Bronco fans exhort the D. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the mark. And the Bulldogs moving quickly to the line.
And it's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Fresno State moving it quickly down the field. Kick! To the air, it's Warner. Rushes on him. He'll try to do it himself.
I was about to kill that QB, bro. Oh, I was about to kill that motherfucker.
The Bulldogs can really attack on this second and short. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Then after your defense just went out there and gave them a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that. Going to have to create some explosive plays to the passing game.
And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. Has to get there to move the sticks. He's not going to get there. Stop short on fourth down.
I like it. This defense plays aggressive on fourth and short, and they are rewarded. Figured they would run the football. They did. Nice job getting some penetration and stopping that fourth down play.
Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll try to get the edge on the left. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
They're trying to run the football.
For the fucking smaller teams.
Inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Yeah, I'll give it that. My offensive line's been pretty fucking solid.
pass rush on the second play of the drive. They dial it up. Look at the speed and athleticism this defense
I
has.
think they're
They corral the
blitzing.
quarterback for a loss.
So, half slide.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Got it in the middle, it's Marshall. That defense got gas, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The Broncos have it
Yeah.
for first and 10.
There's always somebody open on that play. I just got to make the right read.
To the air, it's Madsen. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Catch in the middle, it's Marshall. And he'll take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos!
One of the reasons this offense is so
Okay.
exciting to watch.
A little bit more comfortable now.
If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride. I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it
I was
so
kind
easy
of
to
nervous
finish
for this game because Fresno can all,
You can
like,
tell
they're
this is
known for their high-powered offense even when their players aren't that good.
The drive starts from their own
I mean,
25-yard
you seen them against fucking USC back in the day when they played Reggie Bush. And them motherfuckers, that team wasn't that good, but boy, that offense,
Wastes no time and comes out throwing.
they
Misses
put
the
up.
receiver there. It's incomplete.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
Well, USC put up like 50 points too.
Second down. He's got the back in the middle. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10.
Yeah, that game was wild, bro. That was Reggie's Heisman moment. That dude had like fucking 500 yards almost in one game of
They go to the ground.
like all-purpose yards.
And they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process.
I still think he's the most dynamic like running back ever to play college football. Like as far as like all around,
Wants to go up top. The pass falls
like
incomplete, and that'll be
I've not seen another running back like him been able to line up at the slot and pretty much be another wide receiver. Like, because if you look at how New Orleans used him, I mean, he pretty much played wide receiver whenever it was Drew Brees and we had Reggie Bush and I was playing Madden. I would put him as my slot receiver and he would just roast motherfuckers, bro.
after swapping into the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Right on the money. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line. and
I knew that was coming. I knew as soon as I didn't follow him.
This drive humming. Looking downfield, it's Warner. Got his man quickly. Defense there to get him out of bounds as he gets it down to the 48. So now it's second and long. The give out of the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
How about the job by this defense? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense. Stopping the run game. Stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. The Bulldogs kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. And the Bulldogs pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. From the gun, give on the inside. Noses his way forward, maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Here comes the heat. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. The Bulldogs started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Safe completion on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Trying to find the end zone. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
And that RPO play was run to perfection. The run fake forced and sucked the defense up, and a nice job on the route by the receiver, not telegraphing that he was breaking to the inside on the slant.
They desperately need to get the score here on 3rd and goal to have it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Fresno State.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. SMU rolled to victory today in a game where they not only capitalized on opportunities, they created them. And that's the way this coach wants them to play every week. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
It wasn't easy at first.
And once he found open space, the man might as well start playing.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier.
Yeah, until you walk into Autzen Stadium.
The defense, and then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly
It's a different atmosphere.
And he'll just
I gotta
take
check
it
my
into
schedule
stride
for these
to start
guys.
the 25. Fresno State takes over the offense. We'll go back to work.
We're coming after this guy.
Looking downfield, it's Warner. Fires to the middle. Finds the big tight end. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
I know a lot of people don't like prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the 4th quarter, I am not giving up a single big play. I'm letting you check it down, throw it in front of me. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to let that clock tick because I am up and that clock is running out.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
They'll run it from the gun.
That motherfucking running back just don't want to go down, bro.
That big play to the 29. Fresno State right back to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance. They got to get the play call in because the
I should have had that pick, bro. I was going for it.
Just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Back to pass. On target. Turning it on. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. Fresno State lines up with a 1st and goal. He'll set up the throw.
Ooh.
Picked up at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop.
The #1 objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're
I shaded underneath.
late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. You can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
The give and tick, 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 tick. Gives him some room to operate as he rumbles ahead for 6 out to the 15-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Broncos with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. He leaves it with the back. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Scanning the field, it's Madsen. Quickly complete. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical third down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That one.
The Broncos will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. That's Marshall. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Got it done in the passing game on the last play, and let's see what they do on 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Complete.
Bro, what? That was so nasty.
46 after the good pickup on that one.
You know what's interesting?
That was fucking. Ooh, that was so nice.
Defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it 2 straight completions now back to back.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
Yeah, and the quarterback didn't have a chance. I mean, when you get to the QB that fast, Jesse, you're still processing information, for goodness sakes.
And you're getting to the sideline whenever this drive is over, and you're asking for help from your offensive coordinator. You're asking, hey, can we slide our offensive line and help out blocking this guy? Can I get a tight end to stay in and maybe get a chip on this dude? Because I'm not feeling too comfortable right now back there knowing that we're trying to only block him with one dude.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. And the Broncos will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. First play of the drive comes from the 22.
Or are you playing your Clemson game and the announcers?
Looking to throw, it's Warner. It's complete on the right side.
Oh yeah, Fresno State got a nice running back, bro. Nice running back.
Timeout is called, and the clock is down.
Definitely someone to keep an eye out for in the transfer portal.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He wants a big play here late. And the ball falls to the ground. This one is gone. So Boise State takes down Fresno State, and
What?
these two often use each other as a measuring stick. That's how rivalries are born, and this one certainly delivered. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David
I just tuned in.
I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
That was a little weird. At the fucking 1, they're gonna run that bitch.